So you want to go off-road. Today on CJ Off-Road, we're going to show you everything you need to know to take your vehicle out on the trail. So you're sick of taking your Jeep to the mall and you finally got it built up and you're ready to take it to the trail. I'm going to show you a few things that you need to know to not look like a newbie when you get out to the off-road park. So before you make your way to the trail or the off-road park, you're going to want to make sure that your Jeep is ready for it. Now, as you can see here, we have a few items of recovery gear set aside. This is going to really help you when you're out on the trail, and most parks actually require it. We have a Smittybilt air deflator. This is going to allow you to air down your tires, get them to the proper pressure to really hug those rocks. We've got a D-ring here. This is going to really help with recovery, as well as a Smittybilt bumper on the rear. It's going to give us that tow point in the back end. Now, as you can see, we also do have a fire extinguisher, which is necessary for a lot of the parks that you go to, just in the off event that you do have a fire. Last thing that we have here is our bubba rope. Now, this is a great piece to have with you. It's a kinetic recovery rope. It's going to allow you to stretch and give some of that force to the vehicle you're pulling out. That attaches simply to a D-ring, which we've brought with, and it's a great feature to have in the back end of your Jeep. As you can see, we've got our tire aired down. Now, this is a Nitto trail grappler, and on this rock, you can see how the sidewall bulges. Now, I like to run mine at around 15 PSI. It's gonna really hug a rock. This is gonna maximize the width of your tire and your coverage area, allow you to get a lot more traction. So after you've got your tires aired down, you're ready to start to hit the trail, first thing you wanna do is shift into 4 low. Now, on a lot of trails, you can stick it in 4 high. However, if it's a more complex trail like the one we're going on, definitely put it in 4 low. It's gonna give you a huge advantage. And as you're going up obstacles, there's really no need to hammer down unless you need that power to get over it. Now, the first step is to analyze your obstacle. See if you can actually get over it. Great way to do this is to check out the trail map, see what kind of trail it is. If it's a green, it's gonna be an easier trail, and then a step up from that is gonna be a blue. You might get some body damage on a blue. It's a little bit more tricky to go down, especially if you're a new off-roader. It's gonna be a little bit tough for you to go down to a blue right away. And a black is going to be the most extreme trail you can go down. Once you get some more off-roading under your belt, you'll be confident enough to go down a black trail. And there's even a step further, you can go down a red trail, which is honestly, that's for rock bouncers and people that only crawl their vehicles. However, a green is a great way to start. As you can see, we're about to go up this obstacle. It's a little bit tight here, a little bit of an incline. Now, as you are off-roading, it really helps to have a spotter. However, I've done this a time or two, so it's a little bit easier without one per se, but definitely your first time, get a spotter out there, it'll really help you. Just about to get to the top of this obstacle. That was pretty smooth. You saw that there was really no need when you're in 4 low to hammer down. It's pretty simple. Honestly, if I would let off the gas and let the clutch off, my Jeep would pull itself up because of the gearing, and it really narrows down that transfer case to get you in the proper gear. Now, when you're going down an obstacle, I have a manual Jeep, and what I do is I let the clutch out, and honestly, I let off the gas just so I can kind of coast down, and that gearing will hold me back. The RPMs are gonna hold me back. Right down this obstacle, I have nothing. There's no feet on any of the pedals, and you can hear the RPM, you can hear the exhaust kind of muffling there a little bit, and that popping sound, that's your engine holding your Jeep back. So this is really, it's a good tip to go down an obstacle. That way you're not picking up too much speed. Keep your feet ready, don't just let them hang around, but go right down the obstacle, you'll be good to go. Now, if you're gonna go and take your Jeep out on the trail, especially for a beginner, what you wanna know is what kind of equipment you need. We went over kind of some of the consumables, I would call them. D-rings, good tow rope, a fire extinguisher, little basics that you should have in your Jeep otherwise, just in case you get stuck. But I would definitely recommend a nice lift if you're gonna go out on the trail, at least a 2-inch. On the JL, a 2-inch will get you by. On a JK, I'd probably go to a 2.5. Get that regular lift kit. I wouldn't use a spacer lift off-road. You can get by, it'll get you up there. However, it won't let you articulate as well. A spacer lift normally gives you shock extensions, and while they're great for on the highway and looking good, it's not gonna get you a great flex on the trail. You're going to want a nice performance lift kit. Now, here at CJ's, we offer a ton of different brands to help you get over stuff like that and really make your time out on the trail enjoyable. Now, this is just a little bit of water here. Obviously, be cautious when you're going through water. You're going to lose traction, and if you hammer down on too big of a puddle like we're about to go through here, it can actually seize up your engine bay, get you that water lock, which is really great. So let's just turn and get right into it, huh? What do you say? Look at that good old Pennsylvania swamp mud. There you go. Woo-wee. A good set of wheels and tires are definitely necessary. You will not get through this stuff with a set of, highway Bridgestone tires or something of that nature. It just won't happen. There's not much more to it. Here at CJ's, we offer them mounted and balanced too. And it's gonna help you get down stuff like this. This is a tight little trail here, getting right down it without slipping. Now, when you're going off-road, one thing to remember is that you should always travel in groups. Most off-road parks require it. However, it's much more fun to be in a group. You got a lot more recovery gear. You're not gonna get stuck and not be able to get out. You have a good time, and if that's anything for the beginner's guide, just to stay in a group and have some fun together, it'll help you not get lost, because honestly, this park that we're at today is 6,500 acres. The director of this place actually said that it takes about 50 minutes, almost an hour, to go from one side to the other of just one section of the park. And that's hauling ass in a side-by-side. So that's it. Those are some basic tips on going off-roading. Now, obviously, the main goal of going off-roading is to have some fun. We showed you some tips in the beginning on how to get started, and as you go out more, you're gonna get more experience, and it's going to become a lot more fun for you. For all the parts that you need to go outside and have some fun, be sure to check out cjponyparts.com.